Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with the women's basketball squad and joined by head coach Kendra Faustin. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
Congratulations on the victory. You had a week off, just one game this past week, and obviously a delay like the men's team had, but able to put it all together and get a big win over Lake Superior State.
Yeah, we had a really good week of practice, and then surprised we could look at it two ways. We like to look at it like we had an extra day of practice. So yeah, I mean, I thought we had played an okay first half. I wasn't really pleased with our effort in the first half, and I thought we came out of halftime and responded really well, and made a big run there in the third quarter.
Obviously, a huge run in the third quarter. Before we get to some of the highlights, what were some of the keys to that third quarter run?
Yeah, one was defensively. We track deflections, how many times, things that don't show up on a stat sheet that really can measure our effort. And I did not think that we were very intense defensively. We had our hands down. To close the first half, we had a great defensive rotation, and we come out with our hands by our sides. And those are little detail things that are really important. And so that was one, defensive effort and getting some more deflections. I thought we got a little bit sloppy in our press, lunging and going for steals instead of forcing to the sideline and making sure that, we're playing with one and we do in what we do defensively. And then offensively, man, did we get sloppy. We got unaggressive versus the zone, and that turned into sloppy passes, not being aggressive at the ball when we're receiving a pass. Just real lax. And I don't think our coaching staff was very impressed with that, and I don't think our players were very impressed with it either. So, good adjustments at halftime. We ran a couple sets and executed against their zone. I thought that was, big scores, and then they had to go back man. And so I thought we handled those transitions much better in the second half.
You're getting underway in the opening half here, and obviously nice to be back at home for your team. You played well at home out here for the most part this season. Yeah,
certainly. We do love being in Wink. I thought there was a good crowd, and certainly for the first half, a really great crowd. And, it's a Jimmy shoot-in every day. That's big for us.
Lily George making that last three got off to a great start for you early on.
Yeah, what I really loved about Lily was her offensive rebound putbacks, and she stretched the defense a little bit. They were doubling Rachel, and we know that when they double off of our four, that Lily's going to have to knock down some shots, and she stepped up with confidence and did that.
Obviously, you'd played Lake Superior once before. What were some of the changes from Game 1 to Game 2 against the Lakers?
Yeah, well, one, we wanted to do a better job on their post player, and she really went off for a lot of points for us. Going left, which she's extremely good at. And so, we wanted to double her early and make her get rid of the ball, and then we wanted to make sure that we were rotating properly on the outside, that we weren't just standing and watching. And I thought we did a really, really good job of that.
Obviously, here both ends of the floor making some plays that
right out of the double, yeah.
Your defense kind of leads to your offense.
Yeah, no question, and that's why we chart deflections and an effort standpoint for us to stay really aggressive, because that is what, it's hard to get easy scores when the defense is waiting for you at half court. You get stops, and we, we're pretty athletic, and we can get up and down the floor 1 through 5. In the fourth quarter, I think Rachel McInerney runs the floor better than any post in our league. She just keeps going. And so we want to make sure we're taking advantage of that.
There she is right there with the basket, led you with 18 points and earning GLIAC Player of the Week honors.
Yes, much deserved. We talk all the time about what a great leader Rachel is, and how she is, the go-to in our group, and not just for a coaching perspective, but from a player's perspective. Players lean on her, and as she goes, we go.
Obviously, a huge third quarter, 33-12, outscoring them in the third quarter, and that really allowed you to get some other kids some playing time in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was good for some of our younger kids or some of our players that don't play a lot of minutes to get on the floor, and I thought that allows them to get better. And I thought Margot Brown came in and did a great job. She had a defensive steal in our press. She split a ball screen, which is something we've been working on. I think Abby got an offensive rebound and got her an open look, and she knocked it down. So those are really positive things for our group.
Obviously a big win for your team as you are battling here with 1 month left in the regular season for a GLIAC tournament spot, and kind of a mix right there for some of the final spots in the conference tournament.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a jam up there from, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere in there. and we're in the mix. And you know, it's one game at a time. And this weekend is a big weekend for us, but every weekend's a big weekend for everybody. So you know, we're looking forward to playing again, and we have a lot to learn from this Lake State game. You know, we can clean up some things in the first half, and sometimes our players look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean we're not playing hard? What do you mean, you know, we're up 5. What are you talking about, Coach? And so it's good to be able to show those things in a concrete way, like here's a loose ball we didn't get, here's a closeout with our hands down, and those things to just help reinforce that 40 minutes, it's hard work to play 40 minutes, but to beat really good teams, that's what you have to do.
This week, taking on Northwood and Saginaw Valley State for the second time this year. 2 close games against those teams the first time around.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Northwood, we have Northwood first. We had, you know, a not so great first half, and really came back in the second half and cut it to 4, I believe. And so, you know, if we play, you know, the way that we're capable of playing, you know, the outcome will take care of itself, and I think we'll be excited and celebrating. But doing that for 40 minutes is certainly our goal. It's a challenge for every team across the country. It's hard to play for 40 minutes, but you know, we're really close to doing that.
With these 2 games at home this week, how important are these games, knowing that you have 4 games coming up here right after that on the road?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's an important weekend, not only standing wise, but yeah, we're going to go on a 4-game road string. So, you know, we have to take advantage. The awesome thing is that we get to control our own destiny, and it's up to us. We decide how things go, and we're not waiting for somebody else to beat somebody else, and you know, all these things to happen. We control. We're in control. We're playing the teams that we're close with, and that's huge.
Finally, here, talk about the development of some of your younger players. Obviously, a big freshman class that's played a lot of minutes for you, and how they're coming along here at this point of the year.
Yeah, I thought both Adrian Anderson and Shania Huggins played really well this weekend. Adrian's really starting to shoot the ball well and score more. She's always been a great on-the-ball defender. She's a great anticipator defensively. And Shania is really maturing as a point guard, bringing the team together. You know, she and I chit-chat at every free throw and every dead ball, and she's probably sick of chit-chatting with me. But every opportunity she has to learn, she embraces it. And as a freshman point guard is probably the hardest position on the floor. And she really, her growth from the beginning of the year to where we are now is phenomenal. And the same thing with Adrian. You know, she battled injury and a concussion, and you know, different pace. You know, Adrian, the game is really physical, and she doesn't particularly look physically imposing. She's one of the strongest players on our team, and I think that shows when she gets into the paint and finishes in traffic, and she's getting more comfortable doing that and scoring on the perimeter.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Best of luck this week.
Thanks, Robert.
That's going to do it for Ferris Sports Update. Follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.